Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So the other day when all this first started with Gabbie Hanna, I did a live and we all kind of were not clear with what was going on. You can go back and watch that live. That live is there for anyone to see. It's kind of a video where we look at everything that's happening and we go through what could, and I need to put an emphasis on could happen here, maybe what happened here, maybe this, maybe that. It's pretty much a video where we are trying to figure out what is going on, even with the situation with Nick coming to her house and all of that. It was all new to us. This video right here is going to be a recap. So we are going to recap all of the first day of her posting TikToks. I picked out the best ones for us to look at. And then we're going to take a look at Nick's TikToks. Then we're going to look at the next day, 8/25, which was yesterday, those TikToks. Then we're going to take a look at some tweets that people posted regarding Gabbie, some comments that Gabbie's sister left on her TikToks. Then there was another YouTuber / influencer. He's not really on YouTube anymore. Stephen Mango, who lives in Gabbie's neighborhood. He says he lives 2 minutes away from her. He also went by her house. And I emphasize, I need to say by, because he didn't go in her house, near her house. He drove by her house. He saw that EMS was there and he left. Then we're going to take a look at Nick's TikToks from yesterday, as well as his live from last night. I did also see that one of my favorite creators and a creator that we love here on my channel, Sebastian Soto, did actually get to talk to Nick. I will post the video link to Sebastian's video in my description so you guys can check that out. I must have missed that part when he was talking to Nick, because I pretty much got the last hour of Nick's live, because I did not realize he was live on TikTok until an hour before he got off. And I did try to request to talk to him, and there was just a lot of people that I did not have that opportunity. I would like to still be able to talk to him. I have emailed him. I have messaged him on TikTok. So that way we can get his point of view of everything, as well as Stephen Mango. I did also DM him to see if he would like to come over here and talk about it as well. So I also will be doing a timeline of events. So if you go to the bar, you can see everything that you need to see and the dates of which, like Gabbie's TikToks from 8/24, Nick's 8/24, Gabbie's 8/25, and so on. So that'll all be there for you. It'll also be down in the description below if you'd like to see the timestamps. So let's get started. And the first 15 minutes or so is going to be just all of Gabbie's. I maybe will stop in between to talk, but then from there I will pause in between some things and discuss some things with you guys. So here we go. And one more thing. I did make this video for this live. I mean, it's not a live. This video, excuse me. But I do plan on posting another video of just all of her TikToks, all of Nick's TikToks, and so on. I know she has posted 3 TikToks today. Those are not included in this update recap video. Be in a part 3. And any new TikToks or anything that she posts will also be like this. I will make another video of just the TikToks as well for that as well. So I wanted to let you know before we start on that.
So last night, I literally was given heaven. I got one day in heaven because I let go. And I trusted God as hard as I could, and I just let it happen. And he gave me heaven. And it was insane. It was everything they say and better. I could do whatever I wanted. And you know how I spent my night, like, for real on God? I had no idea what was coming. I just knew I had to do what felt right. So I went outside and I fucking screamed my fucking lungs out the answers on how to save the world. And how I felt in my backyard was that all my neighbors could hear me, but only from their own homes. And that I had the power to go and touch everybody I could that needed a hug and send them the love that I know exists. Last night, after a really long, rough journey, a lot of conversations, trying to find myself, my purpose, find health, find answers for everything, I was given heaven on earth. I'm still here. It's really hot. And it was amazing. It was really amazing. I had no idea that I only got one night. I had no idea. I woke up here again today. Well, I'm in both. I'm in heaven, actually, still. And I'm on earth. Surprise. Heaven on earth. Heaven is a place on earth. As it is in heaven, it is on earth. As it was now, was in the beginning, and shall be forever. Worlds without end. Amen. Man. It's hilarious. Yeah, she's that funny. He's that funny. She's the heaven and the earth. She's the water, the land, the plants. Like, remember when Lizzo was like, whoa, this plant is touching me? Yeah. What do you think? The plant has a brain? No, it's being moved by spirit, just like all of us. The only thing human beings have is free will. So man, God, everything in collaboration with human beings is good and bad because we have our free will to choose everything. We get to choose. The only thing we're not allowed to do is disobey the 10 Commandments, and you're in hell. In heaven, when you're following all 10 Commandments all the time, because guess what? I can fall out of grace. I can fall out of grace, and people do. You know what that's called? Addiction recovery, addiction recovery, addiction recovery. AA meetings are led with the Lord's Prayer. Come on. What else do you want? What, you think Jesus can't be as hip as me? I'm the coolest person you know of. Coolest, not most popular. I am one cool cat. You don't think so? Okay. Don't believe me. I don't care. Neither did Jesus. It's your soul to save. But I'm the second coming, so let me teach you and learn, or don't. You killed Jesus Christ. They didn't believe him either. They literally murdered him. But I'm daddy's little girl, so I'm safe forever. Believe me or don't. Guys, just in case you maybe a little believe me that I could actually be the second coming of Jesus Christ, not Jesus Christ, not Mary the Mother of God, but me, Gabbie Hanna, my own name, Gabrielle Jeanette Hanna, son of John, deliverer of good news. It's almost like words have meaning, you dumb Anyways, if I am the second coming of Jesus, don't you think you should be telling your friends? Praying for discernment and guidance from mom and dad? Questioning me with your peers? Don't you think that'd be wise? No, really? Oh my God, she's just doing this for views. Yeah, because it's my responsibility to share the good news. That's why I don't stop, no matter how many times you try to kill me. Gabbie Hanna can't be stopped. She's protected by the grace of God. Believe me or don't. I literally do not care. That's the funny thing. Actually, it's all pretty fucking hilarious. Is what was everybody expecting? Like, the body of Jesus Christ to just float back down? God damn you! It is time for your judgment, everybody! Get in line! What were you expecting? The cops just came to my door because they got a call saying that I was gonna hurt myself or somebody else, and then they asked me about some screaming in the backyard, which I'm assuming means I got some type of report from the neighborhood, which is thank you. God bless you, neighbors, for caring about your neighbor. God bless you. Hey, dear neighbors, genuinely thank you for the concern. Last night when I screamed out into the wilderness, not knowing if you guys could heard me, but did it anyway because I had my faith, I killed my... Jesus had a whole lot of followers who fucking left him! Judas. They're that smart and funny and good! The greatest love of all time! Go ahead, baby. Gloat. You want to see my fucking castle? Because I learned from my mistakes, and my prince isn't saving me from my castle. He's coming to my nest. Because I am humble. I am kind. I am a mother. Look at my fucking nest! No, really, isn't this great? Can you guys just be fucking excited and just like laugh or talk how you want? Or am I schizophrenic? So was Einstein, genius. Hey guys, guess what? God does have dark humor. He is a horny, sick fuck. Just like us. He made us in his image. Literally. It's okay to have dirty thoughts. I can teach you how to feel better about them. For real. Guys, it's always been a battle of the sexes. Literally. It got to a point where it's like, guys, they're getting confused. Literally. You're not transgender. It's okay to feel feminine and masculine and wear whatever the fuck you want and love whoever you want as long as it is not children. That is our forbidden fruit. You can have everything on the planet. It's available. I swear to fucking motherfucking God. I'm not afraid to say that because they gave me permission. And I've been in timeout for too fucking long. So, but still forgive me just in case. Mom, Dad, fucking forgive me. I love you. Respect your parents, seriously. You're gonna feel crazy. You know the Mandela effect? They're fucking... They're fucking with us! Because it's hilarious! Something I learned today. The officers came for a wellness check, and I asked them if any of them wanted a hug. And they all said they wouldn't like one. Maybe it would have saved my fucking life. I'm okay, don't worry about me though. Could have saved my life. Hey guys, it's actually kind of stressful being a woman of color, a young woman of color, in a white as fuck, rich, cunty neighborhood. God bless this cunt. Yeah, I keep telling you guys that. I'm Middle Eastern. I traveled from Lebanon. A Maronite crusader of the Catholic Church. The Maronite Church, not the Roman Empire. Not the Roman Catholic Church. The Maronites. I have a genuine question. Give me genuine answers. Let's open up a discourse. Why is it that when a black woman sings the praises of Jesus, gospel, yes, Lord! Yes, Lord! Preach, sister! Why is that okay? Why is that okay? What do they know that we don't? Maybe that's why we're so fucking scared of black people. Is it because they have some type of power? But then when the white man found that power, they did everything they could to take it away. And for thousands of years, not on Father Times. Watch your mouth. Out with soap. He might just do it for you. Now, friends, thank you for your concern. Today was my day off. I wasn't planning on being on social media today because I'm a recovering social media addict. A saint is a person of the times. Duh. Hey, TikTok. Hey, Gen Z. I got a question for you because I can't sleep. But I can see. Why are you so accepting of the idea of dissociative identity disorder, where little kids decide that they can switch personalities whenever they want, and they all have different names and wear different clothes, and they have their own little room in the house that you built in your mind, and here's how you get to it. I feel like someone else now. Did you fucking meditate and create something with your imagination? It's almost as if you create your own reality. And because you don't have faith in God, and because you didn't just say, God, I'm kind of fucking scared, I believe in you. Will you please only allow me to see what you want me to see? Please only allow me to hear the truth. Please give me clarity. Nicholas? Hey, Nicholas? Do you mind being on camera or you don't want to?
I don't mind.
Okay, so I want to, oh my God, my hair. A friend just texted me and I told him that I was going to go on a run for a guy who showed up at my house and was just feeling a little lost, asked to use the bathroom, and now we're going to go for a run together. He asked to pray with me. It was really nice. And his text was, Gab, listen to me now. Get that man out of your house. How do you feel about that?
That's rude.
It's kind of rude, isn't it?
Rude.
I think he meant well. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean well.
What? Not, he means well. We know he means well. My friend who texted me and told me to get the stranger out of my house, I think he meant well too.
Yeah, I think so.
But Nicholas is good. And we're gonna go for a run because we already prayed and had our coffee and listened to music.
Yes.
I'm so happy I met you this morning.
Yes.
Thank you for knocking on my door, Nicholas.
Yes.
You are a brother in Christ.
Brother in Christ.
Fuck yes, he is.
Yes.
I just had a realization with Nicholas. I literally solved the entire puzzle. The Garden of Eden is heaven's gates. Let me show you something. It was a fucking treasure hunt. The church that I went to, the website says that I need to use my time, my talent, and my treasure. It was a treasure hunt. I can believe this, because God is this fucking awesome. It was a treasure hunt for the Garden of Eden. Heaven's gates. Oh my God. You want to see the forbidden fruit? That is a lantana berry. It didn't grow the first 3 years I lived here because my gardener was chopping down my trees. And then there was all this drama and I had to grow up a lot and I was really embarrassed and the entire neighborhood thinks I'm white trash. I am. I don't give a fuck. So it finally grew and I realized it had berries on it. So I was like, can I eat lantana berries? So I Googled lantana berries. Are they safe to eat? And it said basically there's a 50-50 shot. And some people say you shouldn't, but other people said it's fine. So I had the choice to eat those berries or don't. And I consciously made the decision that every child that would come into this house that I would make sure they knew to not fucking touch those berries, no matter how tasty they look. I literally found the fucking Garden of Eden. I literally, literature is the alley, found the fucking Garden of motherfucking Eden. My good God and my mother of God. I don't care that they think I'm crazy, because we know the fucking truth, you fucking sick, hypocritical motherfucker. I laugh and talk to myself all day. Nick.
Yes.
Nicholas. How happy are we?
So happy.
The woman was too stunned to speak. By the way, Nick,
Yes.
I know you know who I am. Come on. Why did you lie to me this whole time? Why did you lie to me? That's for my acne, you dumb cunt. Get the fuck out of my house. Now. Now. Now! Daddy always protects his little fucking Ruby baby girl. Don't ever fucking forget it. 'Cause I'm in heaven and you're all still in hell. And if I don't save you, I won't be as well. When I was a kid, I stood between a gun and 3 babies. And it was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. But as a child, my faith in God was so strong that I had the bravery to stand between a gun and 3 babies. And I had to forget about one little boy, because 3 women over one little boy. And it was so fucking hard. And so I've been blessed. And I still have total faith, even though everybody's making fun of me right now. But it's still fucking scary as shit. Because video games are scary sometimes. So many people texted me while he was here, pretty much immediately, get that man out of your house. And I kept saying, of course, this shifty fella who came in, he literally was a confused lost sheep, literally, and was a bot, like had no genuine responses at all. I opened my eyes and recognized. But at this point, I know my God enough to say, God, Mama, take over. And then she used all these little angels. I literally haven't heard from one of these guys. Literally, I'm shaking because it's that divine. I haven't talked to that person in years. Actually, a lot of them. I hadn't talked to them in years. And they randomly hit me up and called me and they were like, hey, get that dude out of your house. So you know that's when Mama, the creator of living things, took over. Oh my God. Took over and protected her baby. Because you can't fuck with mommy and daddy's little girl. I look down at 222. Mom and Dad, I love you so much. I am scared. Please have mercy on me, baby. Have mercy. This is fucking real. Wow. To all my bad bitches and my good witches, I really need support right now. Because I did the right research. I performed the right rituals with a clear heart and mind and body, and I saved our babies. Like, do you guys understand? Can anyone understand the simulation theory? You guys literally just watched a video game. You don't believe the Jesus theory? Okay, fine. What do you want then? My sisters, help me. They say the hardest part about going crazy is not knowing if you're crazy and like these serious, maybe we're all ghosts. Like, yeah, it's all just words. It's all just words. And everybody speaks different languages at different ages. And we never took the time to just stop and read and understand each other and our history because we're forced to do it in a broken school system that God has literally given me the answers to fix. The housing crisis, the economy, the ocean. He gave me the answers. Alexander.
So these now are Nick's TikToks. So let's watch them from his point of view.
Gabbie Hanna's house.
Why do you ride like you're running out of time?
I honestly would like to help. I don't know what to do though. So if anybody has any suggestions, I'm here. Everybody says somebody needs to help her, but so I just got back home and showered after everything that happened, and I wanted to address some of the comments. Like, yeah, I was trying to get her to eat something. I was trying to get her to drink something. You can see in some of the videos that she posted, I was giving her the water that she gave me. I was looking at the medications that she had. Maybe if I could try to like get a medication into her body that would help her come out of the psychosis. I've seen it before. I've had friends. I've dealt with it before. So honestly, was just trying to help. I see a lot of comments saying that could have done so much better to help her, but I don't know what anybody else did. Everybody in the comments of the videos that she was posting for days was saying, somebody help her, somebody help her, somebody help her, somebody needs to go. And obviously nobody did except for me. And so when I went in there, and now people are saying that she's not posting videos, that EMS are there or things are happening. So that's, in my eyes, a step in the right direction. She was dealing with a psychotic mental episode, and I was there to break the loop in her head, and so she could stop having whatever episode that she was having. I really actually went with good intentions, and a lot of people are saying a lot of bad things, but I don't think people are justified. Everybody's saying this has no idea what they're talking about either. People are saying use real help. The police will not go to somebody's house if they are not posing a threat to themselves or others. If the police had already been there at the point that I had been there, and they knocked on the door and she told them some junk about how she was the second coming of Jesus, and they left because they cannot do anything to help her. So everybody thinks that they can just call somebody, but there's nobody to call. All these people have no idea what they're talking about. I have a video of her inviting me in. I will post it directly after this one. And when she asked me to leave, I left voluntarily. Everything that happened in there was completely legal. There was nothing illegal about what I did. I was invited into a home and left when requested.
Oh, hi. Hi.
Think you can use your bathroom?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Come on.
Thank you.
Right there's fine.
Oh,
What's your name?
my name is Nick.
Nick? Nice to meet you. Right there is
Right
okay.
here?
Right there.
Right here?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to quickly read what is on the left-hand side, which says, yesterday, a man came to my door asking for my restroom. I was on the phone with my hometown girlie, so I let him in. I had him say his name out loud and pointed out it was so lucky my friend got to join us in prayer on the phone. I offered him some coffee. He didn't drink any. He must have realized that he'd be leaving behind DNA. Lucky he still left me his fingerprints, his face, and his name. I was then cuffed and detained by 5 officers who busted into my house through the back door because I exercised free speech and religion. Then they sent two psych evaluation specialists who almost dragged me off to a hospital. But lucky I'm smart, educated, kind, and brave. If he was going to attack me, thank you, my God, for giving me the honor of taking that bullet. My faith in you, my Lord, is why I will always show kindness to a stranger, because God saves no matter what, even if I died. Save the world or die trying. I keep trying to tell y'all, believe me or don't, only women come twice. So these now are all TikToks from the next day, 8/25. I'm also going to take a second to read the TikTok on the left. It says, what if I told you again and again that ego is hell and I'd is heaven? If you allow me to teach you to kill your ego, you can all achieve enlightenment and hang out with God all day like the monks. It's fine. You don't have to believe us. Your cross, too. Bear emoji. Jesus tried to teach you, but the white man got scared, so you killed her right around 31 when it was time to start learning, and now she sent you her son. She's hot. What we have that our brother Jesus didn't, the World Wide Web. The Romans beat the Maganites to America. They won a few battles, but we never lost the war. Fuck. She do be kinda scary. We are descendants of angels, believe or don't. Words have definitions. Surprise. Respect your elders and their work, you narcissistic NG riflemen.
One of the things the officers, actually almost all of the officers, asked me over and over and over again is, the reason we're here is we just have to make sure that you don't want to hurt anyone or yourself. And I just laugh and say, no, I don't want to hurt anybody. I literally died for them again. Hello? And then they ask me again. And then they send more people. One time I was in the shower, had to come out, was standing out on my porch, fucking dripping wet in my towel. One time I was at Trader Joe's, they asked me if I could come home for them to make sure I was okay. They come at 4 a.m. and I keep telling them I'm fine. They say, are you okay? My life is a constant state of vacation. I'm enlightened. Are you okay? Why are you concerned about me? Oh, you're concerned about yourselves because Jesus was a radical, barefoot, Middle Eastern refugee. God bless you, officers, and thank you for your service. Can I please tell you guys that when I was like, why am I in cuffs? They were like, so you posted like 100 TikToks. And I was like, okay. And they were like, people are calling us. And I was like, so I'm arrested? I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm gonna keep reminding you. that I'm Middle Eastern, and I have always been Middle Eastern. But for some reason, isn't it so weird that the world insists on seeing me as white? Because if I was a woman of color, as I am, thank you, Jesus, you might have to fucking repent for the way you mistreated us. You know what I mean? I get it. The good news is, we forgive you. We need a wellness check on the man who lied and forced his way in to a woman's home by coercion in attempt to give her harm.
So I did put a comment on the side, and I do want to point out that he did not force his way in. She invited him in. She could have said no. She had no problem dancing, making TikToks with him, all of that. Yes, to me, it's just not what happened. And her making it seem worse than it was is not helping anything. It really isn't. Now, maybe being in this state affected something she might have not done if she wasn't in this state. I know myself, I would have not let a stranger in the home. As a man, I would have said to him, why can't you pee outside? Go behind a bush? That is my opinion, though. I also know that I have helped random strangers. I've helped a girl walking down the road who I did not know with crutches and a broken leg. I asked her where she was going, and I took her to her place. These are things that I have done. There are things that others have done. I just don't like the fact that she is making this something that it's not, and I needed to point that out. He did not force his way in the house, and he did not cause any harm to her. The second she asked him to leave, he left, and we need to remember that. Not saying what he did was right, but we need to remember that.
I don't currently have confidence, but I have not lost faith in wellness checks. But let me tell you about the wellness check that woke me up with my heart racing at 4 a.m. 3 wise men came, and they pounded and pounded and pounded on my door. So I came downstairs and I answered, and I said, "Can I help you?" And they said, "What's going on?" And I said, "I'm sleeping," or I was. "What's going on with you?" And they said, "We keep getting a lot of calls." I said, "Regarding what?" And they said, "You keep posting videos online." And I said, "Okay." And they said, "Well, can you post a video for us saying," and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. So should I post videos or should I not post videos?" So then I looked them all in the eye and I said, "Can I have a hug?" And wise man 1 said no. And I looked the second one in the eye and I said, "Can I have a hug?" And wise man 2 said no. And then I looked the third one in the eye and I said, "Can I have a hug?" And wise man 3 said no, because they came to check on the wellness of a damsel in distress. And she told them exactly what she needed, and they denied her. Because kindness is where our forces currently draw the line of service. Are you ready for the secret? You can be two things or three at once. I'm also French and Polish. So before I had to come out to the world as the second coming, I actually posted an, I believe, 11-part series on my daily routine. It's pretty much the answer. There's tips and tricks, and I'll continue to help you and enlighten you guys, but go watch the routine, because I promise you, you'll feel great. It also does have to do with your diet. It does have to do with stress. Oh, thank you for that breeze, Mama and Daddy. Thank you. Love you. So, I've taught you this before, kids. Let me teach you again. Gabbie Hanna posted a video about the psychology of YouTube. She explains how the Daddy's here. Pavlovian response of animals with pleasure and reward. It's classical conditioning, right? And he literally, Father Time, TikTok, did that to us with social media because it's funny. And because he was studying. Because genius is a man of science, obviously. You guys just know so much better than the person who told you everything you know. Why are you so upset about the existence of God? We all know why you're so upset about the existence of God. You were all hoping that you could just trash your home and abuse each other. And then if you followed these little rules and rituals that were literally created, let me tell you what the current masses are. White men were watching women of color do very natural things with their healing powers. They tried to copy it and they looked dumb. You want to know what a baptism is? A bath. St. John the Baptist was giving baby Jesus baths because he stepped in as the father when the world took the baby daddy away. We applaud St. John the Baptist. The Eucharist, which unscrambled means you are Christ, dumbasses, is a tool to contemplate. You just take your time with it because it tastes a little interesting and it dissolves at a weird rate. It's for meditation. We're supposed to be thinking and praying in church. It's not about going and reciting the same thing over and over. It's not penance. You're supposed to be in heaven right now. Really? No, really. But you keep burning the witches or fucking getting mad at church or saying that you're being brainwashed by, like, anything you can do to not take accountability for your actions, including project onto a beautiful, kind soul who, even when she went on tour as a front of some weird lip sync YouTuber fucking convention, turned it into a food and toy drive. What is wrong with you people, right? You don't want to pay for your sins. She already did twice. Can you grow the fuck up, kids? So, I've taught you this before, kids. Let me teach you again. Gabbie Hanna posted a video about the psychology of YouTube. She explains how the Daddy's here. Pavlovian response of animals with pleasure and reward. It's classical conditioning, right? And he literally, Father Time, TikTok, did that to us with social media because it's funny. And because he was studying. Because genius is a man of science, obviously. You guys just know so much better than the person who told you everything you know. Why are you so upset about the existence of God? We all know why you're so upset about the existence of God. You were all hoping that you could just trash your home and abuse each other. And then if you followed these little rules and rituals that were literally created, let me tell you what the current masses are. White men we're watching women of color do very natural things with their healing powers. They tried to copy it and they look dumb. You want to know what a baptism is? A bath. St. John the Baptist was giving baby Jesus baths because he stepped in as the father when the world took the baby daddy away. We applaud St. John the Baptist. The Eucharist, which unscrambled means you are Christ, dumbasses, is a tool to contemplate. You just take your time with it because it tastes a little interesting and it dissolves at a weird rate. It's for meditation. We're supposed to be thinking and praying in church. It's not about going and reciting the same thing over and over. It's not penance. You're supposed to be in heaven right now. Really? No, really. But you keep burning the witches or fucking getting mad at church or saying that you're being brainwashed by, like, anything you can do to not take accountability for your actions, including project onto a beautiful, kind soul who, even when she went on tour as a front of some weird lip sync YouTuber fucking convention, turned it into a food and toy drive. What is wrong with you people, right? You don't want to pay for your sins. She already did twice. Can you grow the fuck up, kids? Dad just asked me to tell you guys that I no longer have access to my Instagram and my Twitter because I didn't want it, and that everything that goes on Instagram and Twitter now Dad. Oh, the North Star.
Now, I'm going to pause it here for just a second. I'm going to read what's on the right. It says, you know, right before they cuffed and detained me without reason, after I asked, mocked me, and demeaned me in my home. What made me laugh was all 5 grown-ups flinching every time, 5 foot, 5.5 inches, 155 pounds, little old me in my skin-tight workout clothes. They flinched every time I shifted even a little. It's almost like they're afraid I have superpowers. Ha ha ha. And I do want to apologize. I did not realize I put that other video in there twice. That is my fault. These will all be fixed for the regular one when I add all of her TikToks. Now, what you did not see, because I didn't play the video, because it's literally just music anyways, and will get copyright claimed on YouTube, but it goes really fast. I noticed this thanks to my friend Pope. He said, there's a guy in the background. So I stopped. I grabbed screenshots for you guys. There is somebody in the back. She will address this in the next couple TikToks. It does look like a friend was over there with her this day. Not all day, but at this time. And clearly he did not do anything to help her. He maybe saw that she was normal and just maybe acting for videos. I don't know the case. I don't. But I did want to bring attention to this, that there was somebody there with her and he did nothing.
So right before the cops busted in my back door, all on camera and documented, obviously, they came in and they did a quick little search. And then I came down the stairs. They wouldn't tell me why I was being detained. They cuffed me. And then they demanded that I drink water. I said I didn't want any. They demanded that I drink water. So I had to drink water behind my back, and I took a sip, and they said, no, drink more water. So I spilled a little on my chest, and he put his hand on his fucking hip as if he was gonna shoot me. And he said, I said, drink the water, don't spill water on yourself. I said, officer, I'm in my own home. I like the water feeling on my body. Why does it scare you that I just put water on my chest? I'm in my own home with my fucking hands cuffed behind my back with 5 bullies with guns illegally searching and detaining me with no answers at all.
I'm going to stop for a second because there's no way she could have drank water from her hands behind her back. That is very highly impossible unless they were putting the water to her mouth. There is no way in hell she is. I know she's flexible. Don't get me wrong. I know she's flexible. But there's no way in hell having her hands behind her back with a cup, putting it to the side and bending down as far as she could, that she could drink the water that way unless her hands were in front of her. I had to make that note because this is something that really bothers me. There's a lot of things in this video that I've realized that aren't adding up, and we will get to that.
And then they wouldn't let me do anything else. They wouldn't let me talk. Well, they would, but they mocked me the whole time. And then they started getting a little scared because of the, well, officer, why don't you tell them the definition of civics? Officer, I have it on camera. I know you do too with your body cams. Why don't you let the world know the definition of civics? You know, because Keanu Reeves drives a Honda Civic. See, everybody else thinks I'm speaking gibberish, right? But the man who had his mind controlled and read by God and delivered to me, and they all looked at each other, the women were too stunned to speak. Why don't you, the Los Angeles Police Department, tell America, what is the definition of civics? What is it? Do you believe that you've met your civic duty when you broke in, did an illegal search, and cuffed me? And I literally told you guys, I have it on camera. If you forget, I'll show you. You said, do you have any cameras? Are you recording? Can you put your phone down? I said, of course, I have cameras everywhere. Duh. And by the way, the 2 officers that just once again entered my backyard and refused to leave, they just want to know if I'm okay. Are we okay?
Totally.
We're fine. I told them I'm hanging out in my backyard with a friend, smoking weed. He brought his instruments and his dogs. Can I exercise my right to free speech in the United States of America and express and practice my religion? Or should I move back to the Middle East like you want us immigrants to do? Oh, it was my ancestors that were immigrants. Or am I, oh right, I'm white. Or Middle Eastern, or whatever it is I'm supposed to be, right?
So at that point, the cops had come again to her house while her friend was there and they were smoking weed. I did want to point that out. She seems to be, at this point in these TikToks, upset that the cops keep coming, which I can understand, but people care about Gabbie Hanna. They're worried for her. They're seeing what they see from her posts and are concerned. And she doesn't care that these followers of her that have been following her for years and years and years care about her. And to me, that's a problem.
I did ask those 2 officers though, did you go get the guy who admitted to getting into my home by coercion to try to cause harm?
I also put a side comment on this one, said, when did he try and cause harm? When you invited him in or were doing TikTok dances with him, or maybe it is when you asked him to leave and he walked out, no issue. There are a lot of ifs going around. But none of these ifs were anything that was happening. I need to just say this because this is the truth here right now. There's a lot of ifs, like, what if he did this? What if he did that? What if he was an aurist? What if he was a murderer? What if he kidnapped her? Those are ifs. None of that happened. This is the reality. She let him into her home, whether she's in the right state of mind or not. She let him into her home. He did not force his way in. He did not cause any harm by being there. And the second she asked him to leave, he left. No issues. We need to remember this. Whether it was right or wrong, what he did, we need to remember this. This is just all I'm trying to say right now.
Did you find him? Did you try? You didn't know his name. I did ask those two. Just a friendly reminder, I have yet to threaten harm on myself. I have yet to threaten harm on anybody else. No, really. If you disagree, go find where I threatened harm on myself or anybody else. I'll be.
Now, I do want to point out too, that was her side of the story too before. That was all we had except for the couple of TikToks he had made the night before. These are her last TikToks on 8/25. The last one is on the right. She's outside. It looks like she was washing her car, but she was just like mesmerized by the way the hose was bending up and moving and all of that. And that's kind of what it looked like. She posted that from it looks like a ring cam that she had at the front door.
Waiting. We'll be waiting.
Now we are going to get into some tweets regarding Gabbie and people that are concerned. Now, as of the day she started, so the last TikTok before all of these was August 17th, where there is a book and she is like writing on top of the book. From that point on till last night, which was her last TikTok that I just showed with the garden hose, there was a total of 210 TikToks within a 48-hour period. People are concerned. Lots of people, even YouTubers who know her, they believe that something is not right. Keemstar was the reason I even noticed anything was happening when he put up this tweet, prayers for Gabbie Hanna. The next tweet he put out, you can see here on the screen, says Gabbie is not racist, hateful, sexist, transphobic, etc., etc. I know her very well. She is not like this at all. She is very sick, and things being said from her now is not actually from her. It's illness. I am going to stop and read these tweets. I wasn't planning on it, but I feel like it needs to be said. So Ethan Klein also posted saying, Gabbie Hanna seems to be in the thesis of a manic episode. Please be considerate of that when talking about her online right now. We've lost YouTubers like this before, and everyone said never again. So be nice, please. She needs help right now, not ridicule. Adam McIntyre also commented saying, while I appreciate and love you all for being so up to date with news in my DMs and mentioning relating to breaking stories, this Gabbie Hanna situation is one I will refuse to cover and urge others as well. Not only is this awful situation Gabbie is in, but triggering to others. I understand his point of view. It is triggering, but people are concerned. People want to know what's going on, and people are going to find out regardless. I am putting this out there because just like I wanted to know, I know others want to know. I want to be able to put out the facts, show it in its context, show it for what it is with everything else so everyone can see it as a whole. Because people want to know. That is his decision not to make a video, and I respect that. And I hope he can respect the fact that I'm making this video so that we can inform others and also bring awareness to mental health. I will put resources in my description, like I did my last Gabbie Hanna video, how to get help, where you can go, not just in the US, but worldwide, what numbers to call, what websites to visit, what numbers to text, and things other people can do if they have a loved one in this situation. Let's move on to the next tweets. Now, this is a girl named Taylor, and she said, quite literally just went to check for an update and saw this was posted. For those worried about Gabbie Hanna, here's what her sister said. I hope people can leave Cecilia out of this. She's completely right. And she posted a screenshot of Cecilia's comments left on Gabbie's video. And I don't know if Gabbie pinned this or not, but the top one is pinned, and it says, this video was filmed and posted a full day before anything was happening, or at least before we were aware. We are all in PA, and she is in LA. We are doing what we can be done from here. At the end of the day, you are all strangers on the internet, and it is none of your business regardless. Levels of concern, obviously, we are aware and doing what we can. She is an adult. I'm 20 years old on the other side of the country. I get that this is none of our business, but when you make things public for people, people can get concerned, people can get worried, and people can talk about the situation at hand. She has been a public figure now since when she started Vine, which is way over 15 years ago. People are worried about her. People are allowed to be concerned. And unfortunately, she's made it other people's business by posting it out there. We can be worried and concerned for her. I don't think that she is right in that aspect. But yes, we are all strangers on the internet. But we'd all like to see her get help as well, or see something happen if that is the case and she is having a manic episode. We just want the best for her, just like her family does. We, at the end of the day, all care about the situation because we are seeing it unfold just like they are. Now, these are just a couple other tweets that I had seen. This is from Dr. Taylor's Vision. The Gabbie Hanna situation is honestly a great primary into how cops keep getting assigned the responsibilities of mental health professionals. And I do want to bring up this point because this is a very, very good point. I do think cops need to do wellness checks. When it comes to wellness checks that involve mental health, I do not think they have the capacity to be able to tell if someone is in the right state of mind or not. They have training on how to be an officer, not a therapist. And we need to not only bring the cops out there, but maybe someone that is in that profession that understands mental health, that can be there to evaluate the situation. I say this because I don't think the cops don't need to be there, because what if something happens while they're there? The cops need to be there for that person's safety as well as the person that they are doing the wellness check on. I do think, though, we need to have somebody that is a professional go out there with the cops for these mental health wellness checks. If it's a wellness check to see if someone is, still around because someone hasn't heard of them, I agree the cops can do that. Or a wellness check to see if someone has passed because they haven't heard. I agree the cops need to do that. But when it comes to mental health wellness checks, I do think there needs to be a therapist, a professional that knows what to see and how to evaluate the situation going out there with them. This comment is from Panda. They say, I think Gabbie Hanna should get help. She deserves help. I am, however, not obligated to forgive her for what she has said. And all of you white and non-Black people excusing her behavior and gaslighting Black people can kiss my ass. I understand where Panda is coming from in that sense of what she is trying to say. There's a lot of things that Gabbie Hanna has been saying that is not right, that is very off the charts, unacceptable in that sense of the mind. Whether she is not in the frame of mind or not, they have every right to be upset with what she is saying. And people need to leave these people alone because they are entitled to their opinions just as much as we are entitled to our opinions. So if they are upset because what she is saying, they're entitled to that. And they're allowed to say that. Just like we are allowed to say, well, maybe she's not in the right frame of mind and that's why she doesn't know what she's saying right now. We all are entitled to our opinions, but stop getting mad at these people for saying that they don't want to forgive her and they are not going to excuse what she's saying. They have every right to those opinions. And what she is saying is not right. It isn't. If she's not in the right frame of mind, we will deal with that then. But please stop. Leave these people alone. They're entitled to their opinions just like we are. We're allowed to our opinions, but we're not allowed to attack others for their opinions. We need to remember that. Now, these last two that I put out here, this one and the next, are both people's opinions on the situation. So, Goobenberger says, since this is already being misconstructed, one, I agree that Gabbie Hanna is a racist, problematic person, as evidenced by her years-long pattern of racist, problematic behavior. Two, the middle of a severe manic psychotic episode is not the time to finally hold her accountable. I agree completely. Three, I do need to make this larger, sorry. I've only seen clips of the recent videos because, again, I don't support Gabbie Hanna, so I don't watch her content because I don't think she should have had a platform to begin with. 4, my concern has little to do with her videos and more to do with the response to them. 5, when you say things like, nobody says insert thing during a manic psychotic episode unless you already secretly felt that way, you are spreading misinformation that goes way beyond Gabbie Hanna. That's what this tweet is about. And I do agree with her, honestly, completely. This is not the time to hold Gabbie Hanna accountable. I have seen problems previous to this whole thing happening, that's why I myself have not been a big fan of Gabbie Hanna. Though I am not a fan of Gabbie Hanna, I still can be concerned and worried for her mental health and well-being. I do think she needs help. And I do think that we need to be there to help her. And then from there, once everything is done and over with, maybe then we can discuss this as a community and go from there. We don't know what it's like having a or psychotic episode. Some of us might, some of us might not. But we are not in her shoes to know exactly what is going on in her head right now. We cannot be holding her accountable at this moment. We could be upset with what she's saying, but we cannot be holding her accountable at this moment. We need to get her the help that she deserves and focus on that right now. And that is my opinion. And I would love to know what you guys think about this whole situation. So please leave a comment below and let me know, because there's a lot of opinions. Everyone's entitled to them. And I'd love to hear what everyone has to say about this. So this last tweet is from Chelsea. And Chelsea says, "You don't have to like Gabbie Hanna to be worried about her. As an SA victim, I cannot stand her. But seeing her behavior right now is incredibly worrying as a person. Hold her accountable for her past racism and transphobia, of course. But let's go ahead and wait until we know she's going to be safe and alive before pulling onto her the internet and actively lying about mania and psychosis to do so. You don't need to do any of that to hold her accountable. The woman thinks she is God right now. She let a stranger into her home and hung out with him for hours. If she was to give an apology right now, you know damn well she wouldn't mean a word of it, because she isn't in a stable headspace right now." And Chelsea was replying to the last tweet that I just read out from Goober Ben Burger, which I do agree with Chelsea as well. We can hold her accountable for her past actions. Let's make sure she is safe and alive before doing anything else and saying that maybe she's lying about being manic right now, or she's faking this all, or anything. Let's make sure she's safe. And then from there, we can talk as a whole community about what is going on in a more stable mindset. And I do agree with her. If she was to give an apology right now, who would believe her? She's not in the right state of mind, number one. And number two, no one's going to accept her apology because of that. People accept apologies when they're sincere. And at this point, she is not in the right headspace. And I think that we just need to do, like she said, make sure she is safe and alive before going any further and saying anything about the situation, until we can come together as a community and talk about this situation. And I hope that this whole situation can bring more awareness to mental health, what can be done when somebody is in a state of mind like this, how people need to be more aware of mental health issues, what people go through, how people feel, and be more understanding, more forgiving, in that sense of people are not themselves when they're going through something like this. And we need to remember that. Mental health is a big issue right now in our whole entire world. And as I said in my life the other day, I do wish that we could have more resources, more free therapy, things like that for people that need it, because there's not enough of it.
Hello, you guys. My name is.
So this is now Steve Mango's TikToks. He is another person that was there the day that this all was happening with Nick, and he's going to tell his side of the story.
Steve. I live in the LA area, and I was doing my morning workout and going to get a quick Starbucks afterwards when everyone was telling me about what was going on with Gabbie Hanna. And when I went to see all the different TikToks and everything that she's been posting, I'm truly, like, genuinely worried and concerned about Gabbie Hanna. I hope she's okay. And that guy who, like, showed up inside of her house and, like, live streaming and everything. So I'm literally like 2 minutes away. Let me drive by and see if the police have arrived, and they have indeed, after calling, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have as well. There was 2 police cars right on the intersection of her street, as well as one directly across the street as well, a little tiny bit down the road, but that's all that I could tell. There wasn't an ambulance or anything like that, but it does appear that the police are there. So I'm hoping that they evaluate and, get her the help that she needs. So that's just the update I have as a concerned citizen and TikToker, I guess, like that. So that's the update I have for all of you guys who are wondering. It appears that the police are there. So I drove by Gabbie Hanna's house earlier this afternoon after calling the police because I was concerned for her safety, and her well-being after seeing everything play out here on TikTok over the last 24 hours. Now, I'm only 2 to 3 minutes away from where she lives, and after seeing her post about her home being broken into, that sketchy Nick guy showing up to her doorstep and being welcomed in, and just knowing that she was in a serious mental health crisis and being in a very vulnerable position, I just couldn't sit back as a viewer in the local area without driving by, making sure the police dispatch before driving away, because we don't know if that guy could be a danger to her. So I wanted to do the right thing and stop by, so this is what I saw. So earlier this morning, one of my friends clued me into everything that's been going down with Gabbie Hanna over the last 24 hours here on TikTok. And knowing in the local area, they happened to research and find Gabbie's address online and told me that it might be a good idea for me to drive by just to make sure everything was good, because this guy was invited into her home. So long story short, this guy named Nick showed up to Gabbie's home under false pretenses, said he needed to use the restroom, was welcomed in by Gabbie. They started filming some TikToks and stuff together. He was filming undercover in her home, going through her different pills and pill bottles, and later streamed to 15,000 people after being kicked out of Gabbie's home. Now, while this was all going down, I was watching it happen in real time, and I was only a few minutes away from where Gabbie actually lives. And I said, hey, I need to call the cops, as a lot of other people I'm sure were at the same time, and maybe it'd be a good idea to drive by just to make sure all was good. It was really unsettling watching all of this play out on social media and not sure whether he was dangerous or what his intentions were. So I thought the least I could do if I was in the local area was to drive by, make sure all looked safe, he wasn't standing outside of her home or causing any trouble, until the police actually dispatched. And I was going to show up to her doorstep or anything myself, you guys, but I just felt compelled for some reason to show up there after calling the police. So when I arrived, the officers were already talking to Gabbie, and as you can see here at the intersection of the street, there's two LAPD trucks. One of the officers was sitting in the driver's side of this one, and then down the street this way, there was one of these LAPD trucks as well. So at least 3 LAPD trucks were dispatched to Gabbie, and the LAPD was already assisting Gabbie inside of her home by the time I arrived in the neighborhood. And as I was leaving, I did not spot that Nick guy anywhere. So I just want to fill you guys in case you guys were concerned about Gabbie, what actually was going down. She's receiving help now, it appears. And I want to know what you guys think about this whole situation here in the comment box down below. Make sure to follow me right over here, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys. Hey guys, good morning. It's Steve. I hope you all are having a great day so far. I just wanted to hop on here really quickly and address a few different things and clear up some misconceptions and the real reason why I decided to intervene and drive by Gabbie Hanna's house yesterday. So let's get started. I really hope that this video will provide more clarification to everyone and at least give a better understanding on my perspective and point of view with everything regarding Gabbie yesterday. So, as I mentioned previously, I live nearby and I'm only 2 to 3 minutes away from where Gabbie lives. When I was sitting in my car drinking my Starbucks tea after coming out of a workout class, which I do every single morning, when one of my friends was texting me asking if I was aware of all the TikToks that Gabbie was posting. Now, at this time, Nick had just been kicked out of Gabbie's home. He was there under false pretenses using her bathroom, but he was filming undercover and he was going through her pills and he was seemingly taking advantage of someone who was in a mental health crisis. Now, also after this, Gabbie posted that her home was broken into. So nobody knows, is it Nick that she was referring to? Is there someone else? Could there's been someone with him, for example? And he was posting on his account, on his live stream, that he was going to go back perhaps because he forgot his wallet. And this is when I started to get really concerned. I hear you guys. I know that the best that you can normally do in this situation is to call the police and hope for the best. However, the phone lines were jammed with the LAPD. I wasn't the only one calling. It was completely jammed up. And people were calling other mental health resources. So it wasn't just on me, you guys. There's a lot of people that were calling. Now, I said, hey, you know what? I'm 2 minutes away. I could probably get there faster than this Nick guy does in case any trouble goes down. Maybe, yes, in hindsight, looking back, I shouldn't have even gone by. I get it. I hear you guys. But I just thought I was doing the right thing to drive by and to let everyone know later that, the police had been dispatched and she's going to be okay because she just stopped posting. I know people all over the country who aren't this close by, again, don't show up. But again, I just wanted everyone to know by posting some TikToks that she was okay. So I posted 2 different things. So people are like, oh, why were you hashtagging TMZ and celebrity gossip and stuff? You guys, I had 7 followers on this account. I don't care about followers. I'm going to be starting college, so I can hopefully be an aesthetic nurse soon. But the whole purpose was so I could get into the algorithm to alert everyone to what was actually going on, that the police had shown up. I was just genuinely so worried about Gabbie and hoping that everything was okay and will be okay. She's back to posting and everything like that. But I didn't, again, go up to her front doorstep. I wasn't going into her home. I respectfully just stayed in my car and drove through the neighborhood, as any neighbor probably would do when you're literally that close by to someone who's publicly posting some very alarming things, that their home was broken into and stuff. So I just want to clarify things with my intentions and everything like that. I'm just really hoping that Gabbie will be okay. And I just want to tell everyone just to keep her in your thoughts. And,
I do want to say something real quick. So the last TikTok on 8/24, when she said there's somebody in my home, that was the police at the time that came into her home, as she says, without a search warrant. They came in, and that is when he was driving by and saw the EMS there. So there was technically, yes, a stranger in her home, but it was the police at that time. So that very last TikTok that we saw on 8/24 from Gabbie, when she was saying there's somebody in my home, please pray for me, it was the police there to do a wellness check. And I do want to clear that up because I do know Steve talked about that now twice. So that was who was in her home when she posted that last TikTok on 8/24.
I was trying to help out Gabbie Hanna by doing a quick drive-by yesterday and keeping an eye out on her safety while waiting for the police to respond. I was only 2 to 3 minutes away when Nick said that he may be returning back to Gabbie's home for his wallet after he was kicked out. And now I'm getting hate for just being a concerned local resident trying to do what I thought was the right thing, and I wanted to tell you guys about it. So let's continue. So first off, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been sending kind and supportive messages, and to also say that I've had good intention all along. I just wanted to do a really quick drive-by yesterday since I'm only 2 to 3 minutes away, make sure the situation is safe and good, and wait for the police to respond. Once I got there, I saw the police had already responded to her home, so I continued driving, and it was as simple as that. I kept it respectful, and I did nothing like that Nick guy who completely crossed the line. I didn't take any pictures or videos or anything outside of her home. I took a picture of the LAPD cars, and I blacked out the name of the street and everything like that. And the TikTok that I filmed was on a completely different street. You couldn't see any identifying like homes or anything like that. So that's all it was from my perspective. That guy actually went and approached her home, went inside under false pretenses, filmed around her home, filmed her, and made contact with her, which is nothing that I even did. I was just a concerned neighbor who just wanted to make sure the situation was good because I was a concerned viewer after watching everything play out here on TikTok. And I think things have been kind of misunderstood or misinterpreted about who I was and what my intentions and everything were. So I was never going to go like inside of her home or anything. But when Nick said he was going to go back to go for his wallet, he was going to go to her home, I'm like 2 minutes away. The amount of time it takes LAPD to even respond, like you couldn't even, get through when you were calling because so many people were. I said, hey, you know what? I'll at least be there just to make sure that everything is like safe and okay. And that's all that basically happened yesterday. So I know I'm being accused of being a clout chaser and exploiting the situations for views and all these things, but to that I say I'm not monetized, and I'm happy to delete this TikTok or the whole entire account, whatever. I'm willing to do that if that's what Gabbie wants. The reason I put those other hashtags and stuff in there, just to clarify this too, is I had 7 followers. I knew that my video wasn't going to make it into the algorithm of like Gabbie TikTok, so I put a couple different like identifying like things like celebrity gossip, TMZ, whatever. I just impulsively threw things in just because I was really wanting you guys to know that she was safe and good and that she was in the hands of police. They didn't take her for a 5150 hold or anything like that, but I just know that after she said her home was broken into, there was millions of people all around the country who just didn't know what happened to Gabbie. Was she in danger? Did that guy, could he have harmed her? Did he have a weapon? Could he have broken into her home or essayed her? There's so many people worried. So that's why I posted with the hashtag, just so you guys could find my update to tell you guys that Gabbie was good and that the police had responded.
I will say, I do really believe that Steve Mango had pure intentions, making sure she was safe. He did not go near her home. He only drove by. He does live in the neighborhood, and he wanted to just make sure that the police did come. I do believe he was truly worried and concerned. Everyone's entitled to their opinions, of course. People are upset that he even got her address. Her address is public. You can do a simple Google search and get her address, as well as anybody else's address. They are public. Yes, he also, I want to point out, did not dox her address, her location. Even in that photo, he decided to black out the street signs so no one knew. That is the right thing to do, because then he would have doxed her. I do really feel he had the right intentions to make sure she was safe. There was a lot of people that were wondering what happened after Nick left. And when she was not posting any more videos, people were really, truly concerned after seeing that there was Nick in her home and she did not know this person, and they were worried because he did go live, like Steve said, and say that his wallet was there and he was considering going back to her house. For everything that I have heard, he thought the wallet was there, but the wallet was not there in the end. He never went back to Gabbie's home That was just something at the time he thought he had left there, which I'm not really sure how you would leave a wallet there unless you take it out of your pocket kind of thing and put it down. I'm not sure why that would have even happened to begin with. That's just something I wanted to throw out there because it's something I've been thinking about. I also do think that Steve right here was really trying to help and make sure, as a concerned neighbor, someone that lives in the area, making sure that the police arrived before he left. He did not make any contact with any officers. He did not go to the house. He did not go in her house. He did not record him being at her house, aside from taking that out of the cops there to make sure that people knew that the cops had arrived. That was it. We are now going to move into Nick's videos from yesterday.
So is everybody watching her videos still going on and thinking that I'm the one that needs help? I'm chilling. No cops. Didn't do anything illegal. Oh, you better believe I brought receipts. Here's my ticket to the Broad in Los Angeles in the Infinity Room, August 22nd. Here's me at the Broad with the same Infinity Room 2 days ago. Here's zoomed in so you can see the bracelet a little. Here's another picture zoomed in where you can see me wearing the bracelet. My literal same tattoos that I have, obviously. Some more pictures of me at the Broad, bracelet right there. Yeah, so I had a good time at the Broad and I did not steal anybody's bracelet. Didn't hurt anybody. People love to make things up on the internet though. Anything, you can admit that I tried, whether it was the wrong.
So that was the 3 TikToks that he had posted yesterday. And like I said, he did go live. This is the last hour of the live that I had caught. Now, this will not be the full hour of the live. These are just a couple clips from the hour that I recorded. If you guys would like, I could go over that live with you all. When I do put out the whole of just all the TikToks from Gabbie, him, Steve, Gabbie, him, like I did in this, it's just not going to have any of me talking. I can include the entire live. I will let you know then that the video will be over 2 hours. So just beware. It will be just all of that, not me talking in any of it. So if you would like for me to include that, please let me know down below. I'd be more than happy to include what I recorded when I saw that he was live.
Wrong way to go about it, but everybody thinks they would know what to do. But I tried. She needs help. She won't accept help. Nobody wants to do it. I did it. Does that make sense?
Did you think to try and call the police or EMS or anything once you got there and say, hey?
I think I've already addressed this. The police legally, they have been to her house multiple times. They cannot do anything because she's not posing a threat to herself or others. And we obviously know that she is posing some level of a threat, but until police are, I'm saying this right now, police are worthless. Until there is blood on the ground, they will not do anything. So I could have called the police and nothing would have happened. And people are calling the police and nothing is happening. So with that being said, do you understand the 4 things that I said before? She needs help. She won't accept it. Nobody can or will help. I tried.
Everything except for trying. I guess only because I only say this because of the medication bit.
Go ahead.
Because
I will
you don't.
love to prove you wrong on this as well. So go ahead, please.
Okay. So I have an anxiety disorder, as many of them. I am not bipolar, whatever.
So you must know what
I'm
busiprone is.
know what is?
Busiprone. Busiprone.
Yes, but you don't know if she already took that day.
You know what that is,
What?
right?
So as you can see here, I put in what is busoprone. Now, busoprone is an anti-anxiety medicine that affects chemicals in the brain that may be unbalanced in people with anxiety. Busoprone is used to treat symptoms of anxiety such as fear, tension, irritability, dizziness, pounding heartbeat, and other physical symptoms. Busoprone is not an antipsychotic medication and should not be used in place of medication prescribed by your doctor for psychotic disorders. Busoprone HCl, if you have bipolar disorder, you might experience improvement of your anxiety with busoprone HCl. But it is also possible that you may not experience improvement. Some people who have bipolar disorder reported that it works for anxiety, while others say it has little effect on their anxiety symptoms. Every person is different, every body is different, and that's why some work, some don't for people. This all came from WebMD and a well-reported site that does research on medication. I can link them down below if you would like me to. That's not a problem. Busoprone, HCl, and mania, which is what we all think is happening with Gabbie right now. I wanted to include this. There are rare reports in the medical literature that busoprone, HCl, can cause mania, which is characterized by excessive energy, agitation, racing thoughts, insomnia, and sometimes impulsiveness. So there are rare reports that it can cause mania. So that's something that we can think about. He was trying to give this to her, which I do agree with the lady. You don't know if she took that. It is an antipsychotic. He thinks that by giving this to her that it maybe would have snapped her out of it. This is a kind of time-released medication. It takes time for the calming to begin when you're having anxiety like that. This could also be the reason she might have the mania, in that sense, that maybe this was a trigger to that. So these are all different things to take into consideration. And I wanted to put that in there for everyone to know.
Is it an acne medication?
No, that is for
Anxiety medication.
anxiety.
So you're telling me that I lied? I never posted a video of her medication. You can go watch the video of her kicking me out and me picking up the medication. That was the 1 second that I saw it. It was on the table as clear as day as this water bottle's on the table. I didn't go through any of her stuff. I picked it up. I read the label. I said, hey, what's this? Because what does a psychotic person need during their psychotic break? What do they need? Tell me.
I get that. But you
Medication.
also talk to a
Lied.
lot of people.
She lied on that video on camera. I have it saved in case she deleted it. She says, it's my acne medication. You just told me you know that's not acne medication.
Well, she's not going to admit to you what it is. She's not comfortable with that.
Right now for her best interest. And that's why I stepped in. And nobody else can help. You already gave me all your little solutions. Call the police. They were called. They can't help. You saying whatever you're saying about her medication. I didn't post the medication. She posted it. I didn't go through anything to find it. It was on the table, clear as day, like this. She lied
I
about
get that. Yes, but that's also like a huge HIPAA violation to even tell us what she's
what
taking.
is. It's not a HIPAA violation. A HIPAA.
Yes, I do.
You don't, obviously. A HIPAA violation is if a doctor breaks doctor-patient confidentiality. There's no HIPAA violation. I didn't
You
post.
cannot disclose what other medication people are taking.
That's not true.
Never. You cannot disclose
Literally not
that.
true. If you're a doctor, you cannot. Do you understand that? Are you in school for this right now?
I am a pre-med graduate, yes.
Well, I'm surprised you made it through your classes without learning this. I'm not a medical health professional. I never said I was. I didn't leak a video or post anything about her medication. I do not have any legal liability to not reveal.
Which he is absolutely correct. This is not, and I repeat, this is not a HIPAA violation. Now, in my opinion, it is personal information, but I don't find that doxing as well. Because people are also saying, well, he doxed her medication. I don't see that as also doxing. Now, I did put an example of what a HIPAA violation is, and it says, the privacy provisions of HIPAA apply to healthcare providers, health insurance companies, and employees of both the healthcare provider or the health insurance company. They exist to protect the rights of an individual to limit access to their PHI. HIPAA violations occur intentionally or unintentionally. Either way, they are unlawful and can result in significant penalties. As you may know, when you go to a doctor's office, you sign the HIPAA form, which is just your signature and saying that, this information is private and you do not give the doctor permission to talk about your condition, your medication to anybody but maybe coworkers in the practice and in health insurance. That's it. He is not a doctor. He does not work for a health insurance. He did not have paperwork with her signing that he cannot disclose this kind of information. This is not a HIPAA violation. And if she is a pre-med student, like she claims to be, she would have known this. I have worked in the medical field as a dental assistant, dental hygienist. I've also worked in a chiropractic office where we had our patients sign HIPAAs with us. I have never disclosed any information about a patient. And even then, you do not disclose. So like say a doctor wanted to talk about a case on YouTube, let's just say, for example, as long as they do not disclose that patient's full name, who they are, they can, though, talk about, I had a patient that was, this, and I treated them with this and that. Those are examples. They are not putting out the personal information, but they can talk in the context of giving examples to educate people. That is also not a HIPAA violation. Now, if they sit there and say, Joe Schmo was a patient of mine, and I treated him with this, and we did this, that is a HIPAA violation. Unfortunately, this is not. And for me, though I don't agree with what Nick did by going to her home and things like that, I do think he had great intentions when he did go. I don't like people putting out misinformation. This is one of the reasons why I am talking about this, because she, unfortunately, was putting out misinformation to the public saying this was a HIPAA violation when it wasn't. And I would like to clear things up, because now he is getting a ton of people giving him backlash saying that he doxed her medication. He broke HIPAA violation. That is not true. That is misinformation. We need to be more conscious and think with our heads when it comes to a situation like this. That is not a HIPAA violation. And nor did he force himself into her home. Gabbie let him in, things like that. I'm being realistic, not impossible, by putting this out. And that's what I want you guys to be, more realistic. Yes, doctors, they can't use information that can identify the person. If they identify the person, that is a HIPAA violation. If they don't identify the person and use it as a way to educate, that is not a HIPAA violation. Let's move on. I just wanted, like I said, to put this information out there because I don't like when people put misinformation out there for others. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulty.
Get her
Once
to
again.
take her medication.
That
You said that.
what a person in a psychosis needs. By me saying try to get her, meaning I looked at what she needed and I said, "Hey, what's this?" If that's wrong, then I don't know what to tell you. If literally showing a psychotic person their meds and saying, and not even saying, but like implying, hey, this might be good for you right now. Like I gave her water. Is that bad? There's a video of me giving her water. What do you know that people that are going through psychotic break won't eat, won't drink? They need water. I gave her water.
I know, but you're implying that she needed it when she could have already taken it. You don't know what she's already on.
Answer me an honest question right now. If she's having a full-blown psychotic break for the last 48 hours or more, do you think that she's taking her medication?
But why do you think Boosterone is going to help? That will
Because
not snap her out of it.
look, this is another thing that people don't understand. I'm not a professional, but I've been in that situation before. I had a bad trip on some drugs before a long time ago, and I went to the emergency room, and do you know what they gave me? They gave me benzodiazepams because that's what helps snap people out of a psychotic break. Period.
That is not a benzo.
If
That's
you're
not.
She's absolutely correct. That is not a benzo. It's actually an anti-benzodiazepine. So she is correct with that information.
It's an anti-anxiety medicine. It's an antipsychotic. You're a pre-med person. If you're going to lie to me right now and say that that medication wouldn't help someone going through a psychotic break, then you need to go back to school.
The medication could possibly help her, but the medication could also be the reason why she might be having this happen to her. So it's a 50-50 situation. Everybody is different. Every person is different. The medication might have helped her, or it could be the reason why she is in this manic episode as we speak. So I do want to throw that out there. It is also not a benzodiazepine. It's an anti-benzo.
But it's not a benzodiazepine. I'm on anti-anxiety meds. It is not a benzodiazepine.
That she needed. It doesn't matter the specifics. Christ, you're getting so hung up on these.
I will say though, because people were like, "Oh, now he was gaslighting her." It's like 1 minute he's like, "But it is, but it isn't." It doesn't matter the specifics. I will give you all that. He did kind of admit that he thought it was, and then he realized it wasn't, and he didn't care about the specifics. People, I think what the problem is that there are so many people just from him going over to Gabbie's to maybe try to get her to come out of this psychotic break that she might be having. He is getting a lot of hate. He is getting a lot of people with misinformation talking about him. His family is getting attacked. His girlfriend is getting attacked. He is getting attacked. And I do think that in this situation, by him going live, there is a lot of high energy, a lot of tension going on, and a lot of people putting out misinformation about him, and he's trying to put out the right information that he is aware of. And it's causing a lot of tension to happen and him to get worked up. And I did see that throughout this live. Unfortunately, people are going to put out misinformation. You can only put out the information that you have, and you can hope that people will accept the information that is correct, or they will continue to put out misinformation. Unfortunately, that is how it works. And it sucks that it's like that, but that is how it is, unfortunately.
Little semantic points because you don't really have a larger point to hang on to. And everything that you say, I can refute it with facts.
Because that other medication is something that takes up to 6 to 8 weeks to build up into your system, whereas a benzodiazepine works within 30 minutes. That is a huge difference.
She is absolutely correct about that. It can take 6 to 8 weeks for that medication that Gabbie Hanna is on to work for her, where a benzodiazepine immediately works for anyone, and that is the difference between the two medications.
That's true. That's true. But you know what? You know what? God forbid I thought I would try something that would help. And by try, since you're going to persecute me for it, I thought I might bring it to our attention that, hey, what's this? That's my trying to take. So what did you do? I would like to know. What did you do besides come here? Because
And I think that was the point he was trying to make this entire time, was that he just picked up the pill bottle saying, "What is this?" to see maybe if she needed to take it or not. That was probably the point that he was trying to make the entire time, that I was just trying to see maybe if this was the reason, maybe she didn't take her medicine. So I would just say, "Hey, what's this?" Just maybe like remind her, kind of a thing. I think that's what he was trying to put across, but it did not come out that way until the very end.
we've already established nobody went to help and I tried to help, and you're getting hung up on these little semantics. It doesn't work immediately. It has to build up in the system. Yeah, but she has medication and she needs it. Okay, you're getting hung up on these little things. And I'm sorry for
But
getting
you're also, I get that. I understand you're mad, but you're also getting hung up on the small things. We all are.
And I'm sorry that I keep stopping, but we also don't know if this is a new medication that she's only been taking for, a couple days, a couple weeks, and it hasn't been the full 6 to 8 weeks to give it time in her body to be adjusted to it. And that could be the reason as well for her maybe having this manic episode. That could be a possibility as well. So saying that she's hung up on that little bit of a semantic is actually a good point. We don't know if this is a medication she just started taking. Maybe that's why this is happening. Or, she's been on it. We don't know the specifics. That is something to take into consideration.
Because it all matters. Small things adds up to the bigger picture, and we're all trying to figure it the fuck out. We all want her to be better, whether or not like what the fuck is happening is real or not. That's a whole other fucking topic of conversation. She needs help, but
Yeah.
I feel like if anything, it just made the situation worse because now like the police are involved. Now your family is getting death threats, all these other things. Like nothing helped at all.
hurt her.
Sorry?
Did it hurt her? Don't worry about me. I'm fine. Did it hurt her? I'm worried about her. Just like you said, everybody wants her to get better. She needs help. Did it hurt her, or is she still posting the same crazy videos that she was posting before?
Yes, I feel that that's very traumatic to possibly, whenever she is out of this, to realize that she let a stranger into her house. That is going to be very traumatizing for her to know that.
Think that there's a chance that that very fact, a stranger coming into her house, whatever the context, do you think that there's a chance that that could possibly help someone snap back to reality? Do you think?
But it could have have made her worse though. What if you were a rapist? What if you tried to murder her?
But I'm
You
not.
see what I'm getting at?
Look, you
But
can't
us
just
as women, we don't know that.
that's not a light accusation to throw around at somebody. We've already lived the real reality, and I didn't rape, I didn't murder. So how can you sit here and say you could have been, but I wasn't. So how can you?
And that's the big thing that I'm having with this whole situation is, well, if he could have done this, or he could have done that, he could have been this, he could have been that. He wasn't any of those. We saw exactly how it unfolded. And yes, if it wasn't Nick and say it was somebody else, that could have been the possibility. Yes. But this is the reality. This is what happened. Thankfully, it wasn't any of those things. And it was somebody who says that he has pure intentions, that he was there to help. And the moment she realized that he knew her and he was there to help, she asked him to leave and he left. That is the reality. And we need to remember that. Because, yes, there could have been a different person that came to the house, and this is a possibility. But this situation right here, we know what happened. We saw it all unfold to know that none of that was what was going to happen.
Persecute me for something that but isn't true.
Yes, but how would she know that? How would she know that?
How does she
Does
know
that
that?
make sense?
She doesn't know anything right now. She thinks she's the second coming of Christ, babe.
And unfortunately, that's why you don't let strangers into your home. And even sometimes with me trying to help a stranger, there is those possibilities that something can happen to me. And I am aware of those possibilities. Like the time I let the girl in the car, she could have, pulled a knife out on me, something like that. There are those possibilities. I take those risks trying to help others. And I think that is a big thing in our society is back in the day, in our grandparents' time, our parents' time, there was a lot more people willing to help others. And the society that we live in now, there are not a lot of people that are willing to help others. You see somebody on the side of the road, are you going to help and make sure that they are okay, or that they maybe their cell phone's not dead and they need to make a phone call to get to safety or get their car fixed, whatever the case may be? Would you stop? Possibility nowadays is no. A lot of people would not stop. That's taking a risk. And it's sad that these are factors in our society now, and that not more people are willing to help others. It's sad. It truly is. But this is reality. I wish that there were more people willing to help others. And I was always raised to do one to others as you would want done to you. And if I was in a situation where I needed help, I would hope somebody would help me. Just as much as if I see somebody in a situation and I can help, should I help? Yeah, I do. Most of the time, try to help somebody. That's just who I am. That's how I was raised. But a lot of people and a lot of things in society has made it fearful for others to help others because of the possibilities of what if this person that you're helping does this to you, or what if you are in need and this person that's helping you can do this. There are all those factors, and it's sad. It really is that we can't live in a more caring, respectful, more helpful world. It's reality, unfortunately.
She doesn't know anything. Here's what it boils down to. When someone's in a state like that, they don't know what's right for them. They don't know what's good for them. And they will not accept help. And at the end of the day, somebody has to step in and give them the help that they do not want, but is in their best interest. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
In a long, yeah.
So do you have anything else, or can I move on to somebody else who maybe has a different point? I think we had a good discussion here. I hope you can see my side of the story. I'm sorry for raising my voice, but it's very frustrating for me, and I have to I have the facts to back these things up. And people are asking, why do I go live? This is exactly why I'm going live, because I have to give my side of the story, because otherwise people are saying things regardless, and I have to combat it. Is that, can people understand that?
I guess.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm gonna move on. I appreciate you.
Hey, can you
Hear
hear
it?
me? Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Will anybody show their face? I feel like I'm the only one showing my face here, and it's a
Can,
little bit sad. You know, it's like everybody wants
can
to
you
say,
hear me?
"Yeah, I can hear you," but everyone wants to say something from behind the screen. You mind showing your face? I am.
Okay, well, that's not even the point. The
No,
point
it is.
is,
Do you
no,
mind?
it's not. That's not the point. The point is that you walked into this girl's house, you knocked on the door, say,
I already brought you earlier, so
Hello.
hello.
Hi. Hold on.
Hi.
I'll get on camera. Hi.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I think if their piece, I at least they should be able to show themselves and take a little pride for what they're standing for.
Okay, I agree. So, okay, first of all, I'm literally not coming on here to attack you at all. Um, I actually feel for you right now. I feel like I can sense that your nervous system is really stressed out right now, and I truly can't imagine what you've been through in the past, whatever anyone wants to say. I definitely like I watched this like happen as it was happening. Um and like my gut feeling was that you truly like your true intentions were not bad at all. Like I completely under like we're all freaking out behind the screen, like what do we do for this girl? And like yeah, you did take an action that's controversial, but like I do think that sometimes we can take actions that have really good intentions, and it in hindsight maybe maybe you would have done things differently. I don't know. I know that you're in a position right now where you feel so attacked, and you are being attacked, and your family's getting threatened and you're getting threatened,
And
and
say one thing that's really funny.
yeah.
There's I don't people somebody literally said that I think I'm the second coming of Christ. Is that really what people are taking from the situation? That
No,
the other person that like really, come on. Like this is what's happening. I'm sure you see the chat too. Like you're already like speaking that you're aware of it, but this is really what's happening to me every second. These
yeah,
comments.
no, and I think that and I really want to ask you this without it, because I wanted to come on here and make sure you know that I'm not here to attack you, and I actually rather like human to human. I'd rather have this conversation not on live so that I could be even more real with you, but I don't want to like say too much because people are anyways. What I kind of want to know is like seriously human to human. I want to make sure that you are making choices that are going to keep you safe, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to say too much, but like I'm concerned for you, and I get you want to come on here and defend yourself, but I guess my question is, do you think maybe it's making it worse? Because it's like the more you give, the more people are going to screen record these, the more people are going to post, the more your face is going to be on TikTok. Like, do you my question is truly like, do you think that that's the best thing to do?
Can I stop you right there and I'll let you finish?
Yeah.
I'm going to stop right there too, because I do feel where she's coming from is absolutely correct. Is he doing what he needs to do to remain safe, to keep his family safe and loved ones safe? I agree completely. Is he going about it the way that maybe others would? Probably not. Or is he going about it in a way that is going to be more harmful to him? It's a possibility. Some people see this as clout chasing and getting his 15 minutes of fame and using a situation to grow his audience. That is a very high possibility. He went from no followers pretty much to now over 35K. He might even be up to 40 now since I last looked. It's a possibility. From everything that I've seen, I do believe, my opinion is that his intentions were to help the situation, but it is a very high possibility that he was doing this just to gain attention. It's a possibility. We don't know. We can only hear him out, hear his side of the story, and form our own opinions from that. And I would love to know what you guys think about the situation after seeing almost everything. We have about 5 minutes left of this live. I would love to know what you guys think about the situation. Do you think his intentions were pure? Do you think he went about it the wrong way? Do you think that he's doing this for clout, for fame? What do you guys think? Please let me know down below in the comments. I love to hear what everyone thinks. And just hearing someone else's opinion can form a different opinion to others. So please leave your opinions down below. I would love to hear and read it.
Finish. Is that the best thing to do? Yes, it is. And I will tell you why, and hopefully you'll see my side. Just like you said, I have to come out here and set the story straight. If I delete my account, if I leave, everybody left to all these made up things that they're saying. You can go see the very last video. It's so crazy how these things develop. You can see it in real time. Where look at this bracelet I have on right now. It's a fake.
I know, I saw that whole thing. That's so ridiculous.
And that's what's happening. And once you realize, wait, if that wasn't true, what about all this other stuff people are saying? And slowly, it's a domino effect. People are going to start realizing that what people say in the comments of TikTok is not real. And I have receipts and I have video evidence to back everything up. And if I stopped posting 12 hours ago or whatever, when everything was going down, all that would be out there is the negative, and there would be no side. And even right now, you can see it. It's so funny because I posted that last video and I accidentally forgot to cover up my email, and all these people commented, "Oh, you just leaked your email, you dummy. You just leaked your email. You just leaked your email." You know, I got about 15 emails within 30 minutes or so, and I'm sure now that I'm mentioning it, everybody else is going to start emailing now. But I got one email that was nasty, and all it was, "Oh, you leaked your email, dummy." And 99% of the other emails were people starting to come around because of that video and see the reality and see through all the rage and nonsense. And I can, like, I mean, how do can I share my screen here? Like, I'll like, let's see, how do I do this more? Um, Share, enhance, effects, background, green screen, green screen, How do I do green screen of my? Oh, I guess I have a screenshot here. Look, I mean, everybody can read this for themselves. Like, I'm
Right.
sorry if I dox these people. I mean, what I've gone through is a little bit worse. So, Malia Desire, thank you. Don't let people get to your head. They're mad that you're the only one who got up and attempted to do something instead of sitting behind a phone screen. Bailey, I'm only emailing to say all the people are upset about you not being a doctor and shit, yet they acting like a bunch of detectives. Sorry, just hope you give me email. Hey, I'm sorry you're being treated wrong. I know that you just wanted to help her. Like, this is like like people are starting to come around, and it's not because I got offline and like everybody said get offline, stop posting, but what's getting people to come around is seeing the truth, and I'm the only one that can put this. Nobody's on my side since the beginning. Now people are turning. I'm get like so people are seeing that my side of thing, but only because I've kept posting throughout all this nonsense. Do you see?
No, I totally understand. Like, I get why you're doing what you're doing. Like, I can't say how I would react in your situation because I don't know what it feels like to be literally all over TikTok For You page and like everybody putting their opinion in, which in
Reddit?
that, yes, you
On Reddit, I'm on Variety. Shit. I'm on TMZ. I'm not even posting, and people are texting me saying that I'm every video on their For You page. I don't think
yeah,
I don't think Kanye West or anybody in the entire world knows what I'm going through right now. And that might sound a little bit like God complex, but I'm sorry. This is just the reality that's happening to me.
well, I can imagine that it feels like I mean, your life like literally just changed probably very drastically in the past 24 hours. And just from like an outsider's point of view, like watching it in real time, what I was saying earlier about like hindsight is kind of 2020. Like when I first saw what like you and her videos, and then someone tagged you, and that's how I found your videos. And I will say, like, I from the first impression I got was like, okay, he's trying to help her. Did I think it was like the best idea to post those videos? No. And you know why, Nick? Because it does make you look bad in the sense that people are going to construe that as, why is he posting this? Does he want clout? Like, you have to understand that that's what people, if that's the truth or not, I'm not saying that's factual, but that's what people are going to assume. That they're going to, why is he?
I agree completely with her. Was it right for him to go and post videos of him inside Gabbie Hanna's house and showing her house? It does make him look like he's a little bit of a clout chaser in that sense. I also do understand the perspective of having the evidence to have your side of the story, since she was there the whole time doing TikToks with him, and he wanted to make sure he had his receipts, his side of the story, video evidence of what actually was going down, why he was there. I can understand that as well. But was it right? Probably not, in the sense that it doesn't look good for him. I can understand wanting to tell your side of the story and putting it out there, though. I can also understand that as well. It's a very tough situation, and we really wouldn't know what we would do unless we were in his situation at the moment. We have a couple minutes left.
Posting this, like, I get why people are saying that. I think that what happened though is that I think you're wrong in the sense that people actually were on your side, and then all these videos start coming on the For You page, and then it became like a bandwagon of like, oh my god, this guy is a psycho, oh my god, he's crazy, and people start, filling in blanks that they weren't there for. And I
I'm
just
getting
think
those right now, but yeah. So interacting with me personally on a one-to-one person level, do I seem like a psycho? Is that
no,
what?
but that's not necessarily my opinion. I think that like
But it's a lot
from
of people. Enough
I
to
know
where look
I'm
in the chat.
saying,
Look in the
oh,
chat
I know,
right now, saying my
it's
name and all this stuff. So I just regardless of the entire situation, how is that okay? If they think what I've done,
it's not Nick, it's not okay.
All right, guys. So like I said, I have much more from this live, but it's a lot of repetitiveness. If you would like to see the whole live, I can put it out there for you guys. After everything you have seen, how do you feel about what has been happening? Please leave me a comment down below letting me know. If you would like for me to go live, we can all discuss this more. Let me know as well. I would be happy to go live and discuss this with everybody. That is everything from the beginning till last night. Nothing new from today has been put into that. All of the new TikToks from Gabbie Hanna, any new TikToks from Nick, I will put into another video and do something similar like I did today. Again, I'm going to reiterate the fact that this was a video that I made that I wanted to go over with you guys. I'm discussing it now. I will go back, add the couple of different TikToks that I did not put in there. Some were without audio, some were just her dancing. All of those will be put in there. Some will, yes, have to be muted because of the music that she is playing. I will either put music that is copyright free in place, or I will just have it muted. But there will be a video of all of her TikToks, all of his TikToks from 8:24, and then I will do 8:25 as well into that video, and the complete live of Nick in that as well that I did screen record. It's not all of it, it's about an hour of it. So I will include that as well for you guys. It is going to take it's going to take a little bit. I do have a game night that we're doing tonight. So as soon as game night ends, I will work on that. It'll probably be up tomorrow morning, afternoon time for you guys. So check back and then to see it. Any new TikToks and things like that, I will make another video like this where I can include it all, go over it with my opinion, and we can discuss that as well. And I will do the same thing with anything new. It'll be another part 2 kind of thing of that, which is all the TikToks as well. So you will have that as well in the future. But I want to know what you guys think. That is the main reason. I can give my opinion. That's not a problem. I want to know what you guys think. This is a situation that is very much hard to understand. Not a lot of people are aware of what happens during manic episodes, and some are. What do you guys think? Some people think that she's doing this all to, for a PR stunt or for clicks and views. Do you think that's what's going on? Do you think that something is seriously wrong? I want to know what you guys think. Honestly, it's a tough situation. I have seen her do crazy things before in the past and found out later on that they were PR stunts. I'm not saying that this is what's happening now. I'm just saying that is what has happened in the past. And she laughed in all of our faces like, ha ha ha, it was a PR stunt, and you guys believed it. There was one comment that I did see on her TikTok that made a very kind of valid point. And let me grab that really quick because it made so much sense, though we don't really know what's happening to know if this is true or not. And I think that's what the problem is. We are all trying to figure out what is going on, what is happening. Is she okay? Is this, is there something wrong? Is this something that she's just doing for a click and a view? We don't know. And it's making a lot of people nervous. It's making a lot of people concerned and worried about her. I know I'm worried for her safety, and I'm worried that something is happening. I do hope she gets the help that she needs. And as I said in my live, if this is all a PR stunt, I hope we do not praise or make this something that we look at and all hate on her for. Though it is so completely wrong, if this is all done for shits and giggles, that is not funny at all. She is taking an issue of mental health and making it into a joke, which it's not. I do really hope that is not the case. But unfortunately, we do not know. And that is the problem. We do not know. So I'm looking back to see where it is. I have a lot of things from this. Someone said, please don't let this be a marketing stunt because so many are triggered right now. And I agree. I hope this is not a marketing stunt. This person said, bro, she's literally had a breakdown every couple years of you haven't followed her for that long. She's done this before. She gets off social media and comes. And it has happened before. They're absolutely right. These are things that have happened previous. I cannot find the comment. Let me look one other spot. But it was very enlightened, like something that has happened before in the past. She has done things for clicks and views before. When drama was the thing, she did very dramatic things to be a part of the drama. And they said that now that mental health is a big thing, I believe I found it now. But now that mental health is a thing, is she doing this to kind of make light of mental health and be on that kind of a bandwagon? So this person says, does anyone else think this whole thing might be calculated? Because at this point, sis, and they ended that there. The girl Bree says she does this every year. So it's just a coincidence that it happens right before she releases something. She literally has said in the past it's a promotion. She did say in the past that she did all of this for views and to promote her music and poetry book. I've been around that long to remember. Laugh out loud, have you? This one said, go on pinned video tab titled Trouble. Then go on the stranger's page that broke in and check his first video post. The ducks seem staged. These are just, I'm throwing out different comments so we can have different opinions. This person said, yes, she's done it before and admitted to it. She's a sick narcissistic abuser. This person said, if this is all an act for views and to promote something, she has seriously offended an entire community of people with mental illness. This person says it's so staged. She's trying so hard to be relevant and she got the attention she desperately needs. This person says she has a degree in psychology, but doesn't know how to spell schizophrenia and supposedly has it. That doesn't really mean anything. People can have a degree in psychology and not spell schizophrenia right. Sometimes your phone makes it so you don't spell something right. It's very possible. Couldn't help but wonder if she didn't have us as an active audience, if that would help her start to come down. And someone responded to that saying, I hope everyone sees this comment and feels the same. I'm just going to quit watching her for a few days, I think. Then this person said, yep, social media and TikTok comments and videos is going to make this go way, way longer than it should. And then this person responded saying, oh, for sure. Giving all the attention is what is more than likely it worse. That is if this isn't for clout. They continued by saying, we all know she is full of drama. I feel like she is just doing this because mental health is like so trendy right now or whatever. Before, when it was YouTube beef, she was all about it on the bandwagon. Come on, she needs these views. Highly disrespectful to people who go through this for real. This person says, if she was elevated, if she was evaluated, they put elevated, sorry, evaluated twice by professionals and let go, I'm starting to think this is an art experiment for her. This person responded to that comment saying, I once got away with 2 psych evaluations and went through court twice to get myself out of a psych ward, but was sent there a 3rd time, so they kept me. And it's very possible she could act completely normal during those psych evaluations, that she doesn't pose to be anything wrong. It is very possible. This person says people stay manic until the inavailability, that doesn't make any sense, come down. Now, is engaging helping? Probably not, but mania doesn't need an audience to continue. I do agree there. The engaging is not helping, and the mania is probably not helping when she has an audience to continue it. And then this person responded with, the attention is what keeps it going. I do agree there as well. This person says, police need to learn how to correctly distinguish and manage situations involving mental health 100%. Like I said before, I don't think necessarily the police are trained to be able to evaluate a situation with mental health. They are trained officers to protect and serve. But when it comes to issues with mental health, maybe they are not the correct people to do mental health wellness checks, and they should bring a professional that does there with them. I do think that is a possibility that needs to happen. This person named Sarah, hi Kitty, says, this is why police should not be the one doing wellness checks, so far out of their scope and practice. Which this user responded, wellness checks are more for seeing if an elderly person is dead or if someone hasn't heard from another in a long time, not really for mental health. But I hate to say this, wellness checks are for that as well. It might not be for mental health all the time, but there are times that wellness checks are for that. And maybe, like I said, the police should bring a professional because they are not always up to trained. They're not trained necessarily to be able to be aware of a situation at its 100% best to their ability. A psychologist would know better. They can sometimes even see if someone is pretending just to not be put somewhere. This person says, I think this is just her life, so it's all she does. More videos, more views. This person says her views are skyrocketing after every refresh. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a PR stunt. Then I did have another one that says Middle Eastern isn't white. She's North African, but she's not black. It's different. Imagine there being more than 2 races. And then the reply to this was, nope, not the same at all. Nope, not the same at all. And another reply said, nationality and race are not the same. This person, Maya, says, I think people are mistaking ethnicity with skin color. Like white is not an ethnicity. Polish German is an ethnicity. White is just a skin color. She's a light-skinned white person from Lebanese. But being Lebanese does not make her a person of color. She continued by saying, like your skin tone makes you a person of color, not your ethnicity, which is defined as the country, culture you come from. And that is all the comments that I had saved. I can add those into the video if you would like. Let me know down below. That is everything. I don't want to make this any longer than it already is. I did not expect this to be as long as it was. But unfortunately, I wanted to put out a recap for you guys as well as an update. And there is just a lot that is going on. So unfortunately, this video is long because of that. Thank you all, though, for watching. I do appreciate this. I do love doing these things for you guys, but I also like doing this because I like to be informed. I like to know what's going on. I know other people like to be informed and like to know what's going on, and this is just something that I enjoy doing. I do hope that Gabbie gets the help that she deserves. Like I said before, I do not hope that this is a PR stunt. If this is a PR stunt, I hope that we do not draw any more attention to this because it doesn't need to be brought to attention if it is a PR stunt. It's just plain wrong, disgusting, and disturbing if someone does this as a PR stunt. I don't think that is the case of what is going on here, though, at all. I do think there is something wrong and she needs help. And I hope that she can get the help that she needs. There's just so many ifs and what and well, there is a person there. Why didn't he help? Maybe he knows what's going on and knows this is a PR stunt. There's so many questions, and there is going to be a lot of questions that we do not get the answer to, unfortunately. But there's a lot of things that we can discuss as a community, make more people aware of, and help more people by putting out the resources to help those maybe in need that have a situation like this for themselves. I will list a bunch of resources down below for anyone that needs help. If you know anyone that is going through a situation like this, I will put resources for you below as well, so you can give those to your friend or a loved one, or figure out what may be things that you can do to help them. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I will be here in an hour because I'm going to post this right now and it'll be an hour before I go live. So by the time you're done watching this, I'll probably already be live, or you've already watched this and I've already been live, but whatever the case may be, thank you for being here. Please remember to like this video, subscribe for more content like this, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I go live or make a video. Thank you all for being here. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and remember that mental health is not a joke. We need to be more forgiving, more understanding, and more aware. And when we're more aware, more understanding, and more forgiving, we can help each other and ourselves. Bye, everyone.